know, if he quit League, I'm like, man, he quit League, man. Don't drag him, man.
Taking my chronoport.
Yeah, I'll
Sending
probably
you
play a
ahead,
or something.
where everything is
Yeah.
changing and you can't rely on people to look after
Man,
you
if
anymore.
only you played Civ
Ahead?
6 on my time.
Like, to the future?
Yeah, he
You'll
doesn't
have a
really.
stronger
He's not a
rewind
huge
there,
fan of Civ.
so you can see how many
Oh,
tries
he's
it
also
takes to
not a
get
huge
things to
fan of
work a
Civ.
certain way. Talk to our
Um,
parents. See what.
And
I don't
what?
think it's his type of
What am I supposed to find?
the main
See
issue.
for yourself.
Ah.
Zahn has certainly looked better.
Hey! You're not supposed to be out after dark without a gas mask on.
What? What for?
It's a citywide mandate. Either get a gas mask on or get inside.
What are you out here for? You're not bothering my parents, are you?
I'm not gonna tell you again.
Fine. Fine. So the Zahn Gray is denser than ever. And people aren't supposed to be out after dark? I hope things are better inside the apartment.
Ekko? What are you doing here? I wasn't expecting to see you today.
Hey, Dad. Just stopping by, I guess.
Well, that's nice of you.
What's with all the boxes?
We packed up your stuff, and we were going to leave it for whenever you plan to come back.
Leave it? Where are you going?
Your mom and I are leaving Zahn. Indefinitely.
Whoa. Why?
It's not the city it used to be. It's polluted and dangerous. Things are bad between Piltover and Zahn. We're working harder than ever just to barely survive.
And you weren't gonna tell me?
We don't see you, Ekko. We never know where you are or when you'll come home. And the last time we did talk, it didn't go so well.
But Zahn is your home.
This place look like a home to you.
Where's Mom?
She's in the other room, catching her breath. Ekko, go easy on her. Please.
Ekko! Hi.
Hi, Mom. What is that?
An air tank. I kept getting lung blight from the Gray, so we had one installed.
Oh. I'm so sorry. Dad told me you're thinking of moving out of Zahn.
We aren't thinking about it. We've decided. We're leaving tonight.
What? So if I didn't come home just now, I would have never seen you two again?
I didn't know if you wanted to see us again. You weren't very happy with us the last time we spoke.
I'm sorry, but you can't leave Zahn. This is where we belong.
Not anymore, Ekko. The city is changed, and you're living your own life without us. All we have is each other. And we choose to find a new home.
Son, I think you'd better go. Your mom needs to rest before we leave, and you being here isn't helping.
But
Thanks for stopping by.
Good luck, Ekko.
what did future Ekko do to our parents to make them want to move out of Zahn forever? This is what he sent me to the future to fix. To stop our parents from leaving the city. Alright. Time to try this one again. See if I can do things differently to get them to stay.
Hey!
sorry. I'm just on my way to go get it. Say, what happened to make the Zon Grey so thick and hard to breathe in?
Syntixi manufacturing has a lot of nasty byproducts. Well, that and whatever Piltover's been dumping down here.
Oh no. Piltover's trash pile in the future?
A lot of folks think it's just another intrusion into Zon, but I think Piltover's trying to bury us.
That's messed up.
It's downright nasty. But that's where it's at. Not that we haven't done our share of nasty things to them.
What do you mean?
You need to get moving, kid. Go on, get inside.
Ekko? What are you doing here? I wasn't expecting to see you today.
Hey, Dad. I know. I heard that you and Mom are leaving the city, and I wanted to see you.
Oh, that's really nice. I didn't think we'd see you again. Hey, we've got these boxes packed up with your things. You want to look through and see if you want to keep any of it?
Oh, yeah. Sure. That's the bunting from the Sun Parade years ago. It was always the highlight of the year. Mark when the sun was at the highest point over Zon, and when we got the most sunlight.
Well, we don't get any sunlight anymore, so there's no parade. You want to keep that stuff?
Sure. Yeah, I'll keep that one. Oh, no way. Haven't seen those shoes in a long time. Man, this is a real trip.
Bet they don't fit anymore, though. You want them?
Nah, it's okay. I'll give them to someone who can use them. These are some of my earliest inventions.
You had a sharp mind, even as a youngster. Well, that's that then. Your mom is resting up a bit more, and then we're heading out, taking the Rising Howl out of the city.
Right. So, I keep it out because I didn't want you to leave with anything unsaid.
All right. What do you want to say?
Where are you gonna go? Do you have a place in mind?
Well, first time, we have no plan. It's scary, but it's exciting too. We're going to get on the Rising Howl, get to the Piltover Harbor, look for free spots on the boat, and then sail through the Sun Gates to somewhere new.
Wow. You're adventurers.
I've never been called that before.
How is Mom doing?
She's a real trooper. Lung blight has been so bad across the city lately. She's had a few rough cases of it. I don't think she's like slowing down so much and not doing things for herself.
I could see that.
We're all doing our best during these dark times, but no one's invincible. I've got to be honest with you, son. I'm not sure what you're aiming at. Coming back here and asking these questions.
Dad, I'm here because you can't leave Zon. I don't fully understand what happened between us in the past, but I want to make things better. I believe we can be a family again.
It's too late for that. You can't just come in here at the last minute and expect us to give in while you disappear for months again.
But it won't be like that.
I can't keep up with you anymore, Ekko. You're mixed up with a strange crowd and getting involved with all kinds of schemes, and I don't know who you are or what you want. And so I think you better leave.
What?
Come get your things when you want them, but your mom and I want to leave in peace. And you are not letting us do that.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Go in peace. So that didn't work. But I learned some things. Zon is turning into a wasteland. My parents are unhappy with how things have changed. And future Ekko is making some questionable choices. Let me try this again. I'll focus on how I can make Zon better for them, and maybe I'll try talking to Mom instead. Mom always said never to show up at someone's house empty-handed. There's gotta be some flowers still growing around here. Flowers! Mom loves flowers. What would she like best? Hexlock. It supposedly protects from pain. It's not really from Hex Tech, but the petals are the same color. Siren. Flower representing hope. Mom used to have a perfume with siren in it. Clove Mary. It's for remembering. Remember she would dry it out in our kitchen when I was a kid.
I have a choice between remember,
Hexlock.
protection,
Supposedly
or
protects from
hope.
pain. It's not really from
I think I'll
Hex
take
Tech,
hope.
but the petals are the same color. Siren.
Take hope.
This is good. Time to see if Mom accepts a peace offering.
Hey! You're not...
Oops. Thanks for the reminder.
Get inside, kid. It's not safe out here.
Ekko, what are you doing here? I wasn't expecting you today.
Hey, Dad. Look, I know you're leaving Zon, and that Mom isn't well, and I wanted to talk to her. Can I go in?
Sure. Don't get her upset, though. She needs to rest before our journey.
Okay. Thanks, Dad.
Ekko, hi.
Hey, Mom. I brought you these.
I love the smell of Siron. It reminds me of summer. Thank you, Ekko.
I was hoping we could talk.
What do you want to talk?
If you could change anything about what Zon's become, what would it be?
That's quite a list. Well, I'd start with stopping all the fighting, down here and in Piltover. Then I'd make the Poindexters stop being war barons and atone for all they've done. I'd stop Syntixi production and make sure no one ever uses it again. And turn the whole city into one massive cultivator so we could all breathe normally. And I'd see you more often.
I bet I could fix all those things.
And of course you do, Ekko. You want to control everything that happens in Zon, but the truth is, you can't.
Do you know how my friends are doing?
How should I know, Ekko? I'm either at home or in Factorywood.
Mom, what do you know about Syntixi?
What does anyone know about it? The Poindexters, and they barely even use it for power.
Sounds like the Archon I know.
Why are you asking me this? You probably know more about
Why is that?
You're the one always getting fancy invites from Kimber. I don't know how involved you are.
Whoa. That's...
Huh?
What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid.
But I'll...
It's not... Besides, Ekko, I don't like where this conversation is going. What did you come...
Can you tell me...
Do you not remember?
No, I don't.
You stopped coming home. got busy with your inventions, and when you did come home, all you wanted to do was.
That sounds familiar.
It's like you got into your Echo. I don't like where this conversation is.
What if you
Nico
stayed
does
in
knock up on
and,
R.
and I came home all the time
Yep.
and looked after you and Dad? Or you came to live in the hideout?
You come back into this home
Ah.
without so much as an apology.
When did they put that in?
It's of course it's about you. What makes you think?
Son,
Thank you for the flower.
This is wrong. This is what future Echo would do. Push them. Rewind and try tactics to get them to do something a certain way. I need to let them go.
That sounds kind of strong.
I love the writing of this. It's fantastically written. Can I go to stars again? Nope.
Hey! You're not supposed to be out after dark without a gas mask on.
Thanks. I'm on my way home now. You have a good night.
You too.
Ekko?
I know. I heard you and Mom were leaving the city. I wanted to come say goodbye. Wish you well.
That's very kind of you.
I know we've had some differences, some tension. I know I haven't always been the best at keeping in touch. But I am always gonna be your son. Proud of it.
That means a lot to me, Ekko. Hey, you should come on in. Your mom will want to see you.
Echo, hi.
Look who's here to see us off.
Hey, Mom. I couldn't let you go without saying goodbye. And that I think you're making the right decision to leave the city.
Really? I would have thought you'd try to stop us.
Maybe. But I trust you two to know what's best for you.
Well, I appreciate you saying that.
Also, I'm gonna stay in Zon. I might not be able to fix everything that goes wrong, but maybe I can make a difference. Make it a better place to live. Maybe one day, if you want, come back to visit.
We'd like that, Ekko.
We're not sure where we'll end up yet, but we'll let you know where we get settled, okay?
Sure. That'd be great. Can I help you with anything? Last minute packing or carry your bags to the Rising Howl?
That's okay. We're gonna take a moment before we go. Thanks for stopping by, son.
Okay. Travel safe. Love you.
Love you too, Echo.
Oh, the
He's
voice
the
acting in
goodest
this game
boy.
is pretty good. Yeah,
He's
the
a-
voice acting is pretty good.
Maybe this isn't how
He's
Future
so-
Echo did things.
Oh.
Are you crying?
I don't want to
No,
use
not
my
really.
zero drive to control the people I love. Speaking of which, I should talk to him.
No, this is just well acted, but also well written. I'm gonna pause here for a moment because I want to explain how this is exceptionally written. So, future Echo is having troubles with his parents, doesn't get along, they argue a lot, and the parents are gonna leave. So he kind of sends past Echo, who he knows is a better person than him, to try and fix it. Past Echo goes there, tries to talk to the parents, and the conversation doesn't go well because of future Echo's actions. The conversation just goes in, hey, leave us alone. We're going to leave whether you want to or not. So Ekko, past Ekko, small boy, good boy Ekko, rewinds to before the conversation happens and starts it again to see if he can convince the parents to stay. And he does this 2 or 3 times, learns more about the situation about Zon in the future, and comes to realize through the dialogue itself that Zon's a shit show, and future Ekko has not been a good son. Those parents have no reason to stay. So rather than trying to convince them to stay, he does the opposite. He cheers them all, asks for their forgiveness, and says that he'd try to fix all of the problems he's committed in hopes that at someday they return. They thank him for this, and they leave. Rather than leave by saying, "Hey, get out of my face," they leave each other by saying, "I love you." And that is fantastic writing.
Ah.
What happened? Did you convince them to stay?
No.
So
tried,
is
but
the
then-
past Ekko is what we see in League?
Even
As a
younger than
villain?
that.
Oh, even younger?
Yeah, past Ekko is younger than that. Younger than League of Legends Ekko.
Ah,
In this game,
okay.
Ekko is still a boy. This is probably where this in between uh like whatever end of season 2 Arcane is and League of Legends. It's like in
Ah,
between that.
If Mom and Dad want to leave Zon and escape the war, then I'm not gonna stand in their way.
So they left. Again.
why does
See,
future Ekko want his parents to stay around?
So that's the crux of the game. The game begins and you figure out that a new crystal, kind of like how in Arcane they made Hex Tech, like that Hex crystals, the tiny orbs. Well, Zon is producing something similar to that, but much more unstable. So, future Ekko returns to your timeline to tell you, hey, these crystals, these barons that are getting this is a terrible situation for everyone involved. I'll help you deal with it now so that it doesn't become a problem in the future. Because in the future, those barons have taken over, they've produced so many crystals, but the production of the crystal like polluted more of Zon, and they just kept fighting with Piltover and basically just became a war between Zon and Piltover. With Zon just taking all of the brunt of it, the people not being able to live in those conditions, and Ekko trying to make difficult choices in the future ends up aligning himself with not great people, and he pushes his parents away from him, like constantly arguing with them about whether he's doing the right thing or not. So it eventually leads to a boiling point where they have a huge argument, and Ekko doesn't return to his parents for months and months. So they decide that if there's nothing tying them to Zon, because they're barely surviving, mom's getting sick with lung problems because of the pollution, they decide, say, screw it, we're out of here. We have no reason to stay. Even our son doesn't want to know about us. So we're just going to leave, try our luck elsewhere. That spawns future Ekko pushing past Ekko to be like, hey, try to convince them to stay, please, because if I go, they will not. So now this is the fallout from that conversation, where small past boy Ekko realizes that there's no reason for the parents to stay. There's a war that's happening. Mom was ill. Let them leave. It's the right thing to do to let them leave.
You can't count on people to stay around. So you've got to learn to do things for yourself.
You've got it backwards. They can make their own choices without it being about you.
They didn't get it. I was out in Zon every day trying to protect them. am, doing everything I can to make Zon safe.
So you come back to the past to stop the Poindestras from rising to power.
Yes. It's the only hope we have.
I should have believed you when you said things got bad. But trying to control everyone around you isn't the way to do things.
I still think there's no point in
Hey.
the parents staying.
I don't want that future for
Mhm.
Zahn either. But I think I need some time to think all this through.
Sure. It's a lot to think about.
Yeah, I just need some space. I'll see you soon.
Doesn't this create a paradox where future Ekko meets